What if adding 10 minutes to your day could add 10 years to your life? What if everything you've been told about slowing down after 60 was backwards? What if the answer isn't doing less, but doing the right things, in the right moments, with quiet precision? You see, I've worked with thousands of men, just like you, strong men, devoted fathers, quiet leaders. Men who were told to accept aging, to slow down, to adjust their expectations. But here's what I've seen over and over again. The body doesn't want to slow down. It wants to redirect. Just like a river doesn't lose its power with time, it just shifts its course. Your energy hasn't disappeared. It's just looking for a new direction. A direction that protects your brain, supports your heart, fuels your focus, and gives your life back its rhythm. And that direction? It begins in just 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes to breathe. To fuel. To restore. To remember who you still are. Because let me tell you the truth, I've watched men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s turn things around with simple shifts done daily. Not extreme workouts. Not expensive supplements. Not impossible routines. Just small, intentional actions, placed exactly where your body is listening. So if you've been feeling tired, mentally foggy, less like yourself lately, don't assume you're breaking down. You might just be out of rhythm. And today, I'm going to give you the new rhythm, the 10 lifestyle habits that rebuild energy, protect longevity, and reconnect you to the version of yourself you thought was fading. But first, take a breath. This is not about chasing youth. It's about honoring your strength, and finally using it the way your body is asking for. Let's begin. Let's be honest, when most men hit 60, 65, or 70, they start to assume that feeling tired, stiff, or emotionally flat is just part of getting older. Doctors may even nod their heads and say, "Yep, that's just age." But I'm here to challenge that, because I've spent over 30 years in men's health, and I've seen the same pattern again and again. It's not your age that's draining you. It's what's happening inside your body, and what's missing. Let me explain. It's not age. It's circulation. As we get older, our blood vessels start to stiffen. Not because they're old, but because they're underfed and overstressed. Without proper blood flow, your brain gets less oxygen. Your muscles don't recover. And yes, your intimacy suffers. But this isn't irreversible. It's not decay. It's neglect, and that can be corrected. It's not aging. It's hormones out of sync. Testosterone doesn't crash overnight. What really happens is that chronic stress builds up silently over time. When cortisol, your stress hormone, stays high for too long, testosterone has no room to rise. Sleep gets shallow. Fatigue creeps in. And you start to feel like a shadow of yourself. But here's the good news, your body still knows how to make testosterone. You just have to lower the noise. That begins with breath. With rest. With real food at the right time. Not more effort, just better rhythm. It's not old age. It's disconnection. And this might be the most important part. Most men over 60 begin to disconnect from their own bodies. Not intentionally. But slowly, the spark dulls. The routines fade. Meals become automatic. Sleep becomes light. Mornings blur into evenings. And before you know it, you're just getting through the day, instead of actually living it. But hear me, your body hasn't given up on you. Your biology is still waiting. It's just asking for attention. And the beauty is, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin again. Because once you understand that the problem isn't your age, but how we've been taught to age, everything changes. The truth is, you're not too far gone. You're not just getting old, you're not stuck. You're misaligned. And you can realign. With 10 simple habits, you can reclaim the rhythm your body has been craving for years. Let me show you how. Here's something no one tells you in your 60s, your body doesn't need more, it needs better timing. Because after 60, the rules change. Your metabolism changes. Your hormone rhythms shift. Your nervous system becomes more sensitive to how and when you do things. And yet, most men keep trying to push harder, eating more protein, taking more supplements, trying more routines, but getting less and less in return. It's not that you're doing the wrong things. You're doing them at the wrong time. Let me show you what I mean. 1. Your body no longer forgives poor timing. When you were 30, you could skip breakfast, eat late, stay up past midnight, and still bounce back the next day. But now? One late night can disrupt your hormones for 3 days. Skipping a meal can spike cortisol and crash testosterone. A sugary snack at the wrong hour can send your energy spiraling. Why? Because after 60, timing becomes the most important signal your body receives. Your cells are listening for rhythm. When do we wake? When do we eat? When do we rest? When is it safe to repair? And when your daily rhythm is off, your body holds back. It protects you from what it doesn't trust, by slowing digestion, conserving energy, and lowering hormone production. 2. Healing now depends on small, well-placed habits. I've seen men in their 70s double their energy, not by doing more, but by adjusting just 3 windows of their day. What they do in the first hour after waking, what they eat before 3 p.m., and how they wind down before bed. Why do those moments matter so much? Because those are the switches your body uses to decide, do I burn or store? Do I fight or heal? Do I produce testosterone or suppress it? Do I repair muscle or break it down? So when you breathe deeply in the morning, when you eat clean fuel before the afternoon dip, when you give your body protein and minerals before sleep, you're not just being healthy. You're giving instructions. And the older you get, the more your body relies on clear, gentle instructions. 3. Your body still wants to thrive. But it needs a different kind of leadership. This stage of life isn't about hustle. It's about harmony. Precision. Respect. It's about asking, what signal does my heart need right now? What does my brain need at 3 p.m.? What message am I sending before bed? When you start living in rhythm with your biology, everything changes. You sleep deeper. You digest better. Your energy stabilizes. And your confidence rises, not because of a lab result, but because you feel in sync with your own body again. So if you've been wondering why your efforts aren't working like they used to, the answer might not be, do more. It might be, do less, but do it on time. And that's what we're about to do together, build a rhythm you can live by. Starting tomorrow morning, with the first 60 minutes of your day. That's where your energy gets its first message. And that's where we begin. There's a golden window in your day. Not in the gym. Not during your walk. Not after lunch. It's the first 60 minutes after you wake up. This quiet hour, before the emails, before the news, before anyone else's voice enters your world, is when your body is asking you the most important question. Are we rebuilding, or are we just surviving again today? And how you answer, through what you eat, how you breathe, what you feel, sets the tone for every system in your body. Your brain, your blood vessels, your testosterone, your digestion, your mood. This is not about doing more. It's about sending the right signal early. Let me show you how 3 simple habits during this hour changed the lives of real men just like you. 1. Dean, 67. The power of warm water. Dean used to skip breakfast. He'd wake up, drink coffee, maybe nibble on a piece of toast if he remembered. But every morning, he felt foggy, heavy, unmotivated. I asked him to try one thing, before anything else, drink a glass of warm water. Not cold. Not tea. Just water. Room temperature or gently warmed. Why? Because overnight, your body becomes dehydrated. Blood thickens. Circulation slows. And your brain wakes up thirsty. Dean started doing it. 7 days in, he told me, "Doc, I feel like my brain turns on faster. I'm not dragging anymore." That's how simple it can be. 2. Michael, 68, reclaiming testosterone with a spoon. Michael felt off. Not sick. Not depressed. Just flat. No energy, no passion, no clarity. He said, "I just don't feel like a man anymore." We didn't prescribe medication. We prescribed 1/2 an avocado with a drizzle of olive oil every morning. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the raw material for testosterone. They also contain magnesium and B6, which reduce cortisol, your stress hormone. When cortisol drops, testosterone rises. Naturally. Without force. 2 weeks later, Michael called and said, "I feel like I'm back, my mornings have purpose again." It wasn't magic. It was fuel, given when his body needed it most. 3. Richard, 70, the 60-second clove method. Richard came in quiet. Tired. "I haven't felt anything down there in almost 2 years, he said. "I've kind of given up." We started with something small, 2 dried cloves. Chewed gently for 60 seconds each morning. Cloves contain eugenol, which naturally boosts nitric oxide, the molecule that opens up blood vessels. They also support oral health and reduce inflammation. Richard was skeptical. But by day 5, he left me a voicemail. "Doc. Something's waking up. My wife noticed before I did." Sometimes the smallest act sends the loudest message to your body, "We're not done yet." 4. The breath that calms your nervous system. Before you check your phone, before you get out of bed, pause. Place one hand on your belly. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6. Do that 5 times. This calms your vagus nerve, your body's command center for relaxation, digestion, and circulation. It tells your heart, your gut, and your brain, we are safe. You can function fully. Here's your morning reset blueprint. Within 5 minutes of waking, drink warm water slowly before breakfast. Try the clove method or deep breathing breakfast fuel. 1/2 avocado plus a protein source, yogurt, eggs, banana. This is not a routine. It's a ritual. A way of saying to your body, I respect you. I'm listening. Let's build something today. Because your energy for the next 16 hours begins with how you spend the first 60 minutes. And when you begin your day in alignment, your afternoon doesn't have to collapse. Let's talk about what happens when we fix the midday crash, the energy dip most men mistake for normal aging, but is completely preventable. You know the moment. It's just past lunch. Maybe 1:30, maybe closer to 3 o'clock. And suddenly, it feels like your body pulls the plug. You're not just tired. You're heavy. Your brain slows down. Your motivation disappears. You're reaching for coffee, sugar, or a nap, anything to feel like yourself again. Most men chalk it up to age. But here's the truth, the afternoon crash isn't a sign of aging. It's a sign of poor energy rhythm. And you can fix it. Let me walk you through how. 1. What your body actually needs after noon. By midday, your body has already made dozens of biological decisions. And the quality of those decisions depends on two things: what you gave it that morning, what you do with it now. This is the time when your cortisol naturally dips, your stress hormones drop, your brain cools off, and your nervous system says, "Are we supported, or are we running on fumes?" If you skipped breakfast or ate a sugar-heavy lunch, your blood sugar crashes. Your testosterone dips. Your focus disappears. And the afternoon becomes a fog. But if you support your system, gently and intentionally, this can become one of the most productive, clear-headed parts of your day. 2. Robert, 69. From afternoon fog to flow. Robert used to crash every afternoon. "I'm sharp in the morning," he said. "But by 2 p.m., it's like my brain turns off." His lunch? Sandwich. Chips. Sometimes soda. We made one change: a warm bowl of quinoa with almonds and blueberries. Simple. But powerful. Quinoa provides magnesium and fiber, both key for circulation and blood sugar regulation. Almonds deliver healthy fat, vitamin E, and protein. Blueberries reduce inflammation and support brain function. Within a week, he called me, "Doc, I didn't need coffee at 3 today. I went for a walk instead." That's what happens when you eat for energy, not stimulation. 3. The 10-minute reset that changes everything. Food isn't the only player. Your nervous system plays a huge role in your afternoon energy. That's why I teach every man a habit called the 10-minute reset. Here's how it works. After lunch, step away from the screen. Find a quiet spot, by a window, on a porch, or just in your chair. Breathe deeply. Do nothing. No scrolling, no emails, no TV. Why? Because when you give your body permission to pause, you activate your parasympathetic system, your rest and rebuild mode. Digestion improves. Blood flow rises. Hormones stabilize. Brain fog lifts. This isn't laziness. It's a biological recovery window, and most men miss it completely. 4. Snack smart. What to reach for, and what to avoid. If you need a snack after lunch, make it one that supports longevity. Choose 1 banana plus a tablespoon of almond butter, 1 handful of pumpkin seeds plus herbal tea, Greek yogurt with cinnamon and walnuts. Avoid sugary bars, processed snacks, coffee after 2 p.m. These better choices regulate your blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and feed your muscles and brain through the rest of the day. You'll feel calmer, more alert, and in control. Here's your midday power blueprint. Eat a fiber plus protein-rich lunch by 1 p.m. Take a 10-minute rest reset after eating. Choose supportive snacks: banana, seeds, yogurt, herbal tea. Avoid caffeine or sugar past noon. This is how you take back your afternoon. You don't need another stimulant. You need rhythm, support, a moment of silence, and a meal that loves your heart, brain, and hormones. Because when you power through the afternoon, you're not just surviving the day, you're preserving your energy for what really matters later: connection, memory, peace, rest. And speaking of memory, let's talk about how to protect your brain in the late afternoon. That's when silent damage begins. But it doesn't have to. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're not quite tired enough to sleep, but not sharp enough to think clearly. You're moving slower. Words don't come as easily. You feel a little distant from yourself. Most men shrug it off. That's just the afternoon fade, they say. But what if I told you something else was happening? Something deeper. Something quieter. Something more dangerous? This is the time of day when the brain becomes vulnerable. Circulation dips. Blood pressure shifts. And your body enters what I call the silent stroke zone. No pain. No warning. Just tiny drops in oxygen to parts of your brain that matter most: memory, language, coordination. It doesn't happen all at once. But over weeks, months, years, the damage adds up. Unless you change how you treat this hour, and start protecting your mind instead of ignoring it. 1. Thomas, 72. The afternoon that saved his brain. Thomas was a retired teacher. One of the sharpest men I've met. But he told me, lately, I forget things. I walk into a room and can't remember why. By 4 p.m., I don't feel like myself anymore. We looked at his day. No food since lunch. No hydration. Sitting in front of a screen for hours. His brain wasn't failing, it was starving. We started a simple ritual at 3 p.m. 1 banana, 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds, 1 cup of warm herbal tea, just that. 1 week later, he said, "Doc, my thoughts feel sharper again. I'm not fading out. I'm steady." 2. The 3 p.m. brain ritual. Why it works. Here's the science behind it. Bananas deliver potassium, which supports brain electrical activity and keeps blood pressure stable. Pumpkin seeds provide magnesium and zinc, essential for memory and protecting blood vessels. Herbal teas like hibiscus or peppermint reduce inflammation and calm your nervous system. Together, they restore brain blood flow, at the exact hour when it quietly begins to drop. It's like giving your mind a second wind. Not through caffeine. Not through sugar. But through nourishment. 3. Movement plus light equals brain oxygen boost. You don't need a workout. You need movement with purpose. After your 3 p.m. snack, step outside for 5 to 10 minutes. Even a walk around the block. Or sitting in sunlight with your feet on the ground. That combination of light plus movement increases oxygen to your brain by 20 to 30%. It wakes up areas of focus, emotion, and balance. And it tells your body, we're not shutting down, we're recharging. 4. Protecting the invisible. You won't feel a silent stroke. But your family might notice the signs. You repeat questions, you struggle to find the right words, you lose track of tasks more often, you feel detached. This isn't just aging. It's the result of unchecked inflammation and unprotected circulation, especially in the afternoon hours. But here's the best part, your brain wants to repair. It just needs time, movement, and micronutrients. And that begins at 3 p.m. Here's your afternoon clarity blueprint. 3 p.m. snack. 1 banana, 1 tablespoon pumpkin seeds, herbal tea, peppermint, hibiscus, or ginger. Movement. 5 to 10 minutes outdoors, gentle walk or light stretching. Avoid coffee, sugary snacks, screens without breaks. This is how you protect your brain, not in a decade, but today. With one small act. 1 walk. 1 cup. 1 mindful pause. Because clarity isn't lost all at once, and it doesn't come back all at once. But it can come back. And when your brain feels stable in the afternoon, you're not just safer, you're more yourself. Now let's talk about the most powerful window of all, the hour before bed, where healing either begins, or never happens. Let me ask you something most doctors never do. What do you give your body before you go to bed? Because for many men over 60, the answer is nothing. Or worse, sugar, alcohol, or late-night snacks that spike blood sugar, drain testosterone, and interrupt sleep cycles. And here's what they don't realize. Your body doesn't just rest at night, it rebuilds. And if you give it the right signals before you sleep, you can activate systems that repair blood vessels, balance hormones, and restore energy at a level no supplement ever could. 1. Frank, 73. From light sleep to deep recovery. Frank came into my office looking defeated. He said, I'm in bed by 10, but I wake up at 2. Every night. I'm not rested. I'm not sharp. I'm just surviving. We didn't start with sleep pills. We started with nutrition, given at the right time. Here's what I told him: 1/2 cup of cottage cheese, 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds, a few slices of banana or a dash of cinnamon 1 hour before bed. Every night. Why? Cottage cheese contains casein protein, slow digesting, muscle supporting, sleep stabilizing. Pumpkin seeds provide magnesium, zinc, and tryptophan, critical for testosterone, blood flow, and deep sleep. Banana supports serotonin, your body's natural calming signal. By week 2, Frank walked in smiling. "Doc, I haven't felt this rested in 10 years. And my wife says I've stopped tossing and turning." That's the power of a simple, timed recovery ritual. 2. What your body does while you sleep. Sleep isn't passive. It's a full body operation. If supported properly, your body will release growth hormone, repair muscle and vascular tissue, balance testosterone and cortisol, restore nitric oxide for circulation, strengthen memory and brain function. But none of that happens if you go to bed depleted. Men who sleep on an empty stomach or with high sugar levels trigger cortisol spikes at night, leading to light sleep, heart palpitations, and hormone disruption. That's why what you eat before bed matters as much as what you eat at breakfast. 3. Leonard, 69. The cherry juice ritual. Leonard had energy during the day, but always woke up feeling flat and groggy. I gave him a new habit: 4-6 ounces of tart cherry juice 30 to 60 minutes before sleep. Why? Tart cherries are rich in melatonin, your body's sleep hormone. They also contain anthocyanins, antioxidants that reduce inflammation and improve blood vessel function. He started calling it, my recovery glass. Within a week, he said, I fall asleep faster, but more than that, I stay asleep, and I wake up ready. 4. The light you don't see is blocking your recovery. Even if your nutrition is perfect, one thing can steal your recovery: blue light. TVs, phones, laptops all send a signal to your brain: stay awake. Delay melatonin. Don't repair yet. One simple fix? Turn off all screens 60 minutes before sleep. Or wear blue light blocking glasses. Or shift to warm, dim lighting. Your brain needs darkness to rebuild. And your testosterone depends on deep, uninterrupted rest. Here's your evening recovery blueprint: 1 hour before bed, 1/2 cup cottage cheese plus pumpkin seeds or Greek yogurt plus banana plus cinnamon optional. 4 to 6 ounces tart cherry juice. Avoid sugar, alcohol, caffeine, heavy meals. Bright screens or LED lighting create a quiet, cool, dark space. This is not a diet. It's a message. A way of saying to your body, I'm done fighting you, I'm here to support you. Because healing doesn't happen through effort. It happens through alignment. And once your nights become restorative, your mornings become powerful. Now, what happens when you do all of this, day after day? Let's talk about the real timeline of change. You might be asking yourself, Doc, I like everything you've said so far, but when does it actually start working? That's a fair question. Because most men have lived with fatigue, stiffness, foggy thinking, or flat moods for years, sometimes decades. And you're not expecting a miracle. But here's the truth I've seen again and again: your body responds faster than you think, when you give it the right rhythm. Let's break it down. 7 days. 14 days. 30 days. Here's what to expect if you stay consistent. Small diamond: day 1 to day 7. Subtle signals start to return. The first week is about noticing again. It's not fireworks. It's not overnight transformation. But it's real. You may feel A little more awake in the morning, less desire to nap in the afternoon, slightly deeper breathing or sleep, a more stable mood throughout the day, your digestion working more regularly, less mental fog in the afternoon. One man told me, "Doc, I didn't feel dramatic change, but I just felt like I was back in my body." That's where healing begins, not in doing more, just in feeling more. Small diamond day 8 to day 14 systems start reconnecting. Week 2 is when the body begins to trust you again. Because with daily rhythm, your biology gets clear signals. You're eating on time. You're sleeping deeper. You're fueling, not just filling. That's when we see improved circulation, warm hands and feet, more stable blood pressure, morning erections return for some men, clear sign of hormonal and vascular support, better memory recall, quicker focus, less joint stiffness in the morning, reduced cortisol equals better testosterone flow. One man said, "I feel like I have more in the tank. I'm not just managing energy, I'm generating it." That's your system rebooting. Small diamond day 15 to day 30 identity starts to shift by the third week. Change is no longer just physical, it becomes emotional, even spiritual. Because when you wake up with clarity, when you finish your day with energy, when you go to bed feeling peaceful, something starts to return: self-respect, presence, pride. What you'll likely notice: you're more emotionally available to your spouse and kids, you feel stronger in your decisions and movement, you're no longer fearing decline, you're witnessing progress, you recognize yourself in the mirror again. One patient, 74, told me, "Doc, I'm not trying to be 30 again. I just want to feel useful, capable, clear. And I do now." That's what 30 days of living in rhythm can do. High voltage, what you're really building. You're not just improving your sleep, or testosterone, or energy. You're building momentum. Every small choice you make, that glass of warm water in the morning, that 10-minute walk outside, that pre-bed protein snack, that deep breath before checking your phone, these are votes for the man you're becoming. And after 30 days of voting daily, you don't just feel better, you start to expect more from life again. Not because of ego, but because your body is no longer fighting you. It's working with you. And that's what men over 60 need most, not more effort. More alignment. Let's close with this: your biology is still on your side. Your body still listens. And it responds not to perfection, but to presence. So stick with it. Because if this is what happens in 30 days, imagine what 90 will feel like. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture, what it really means to age like a man, with clarity, strength, and peace. Let's be honest. Aging has been sold to you as a slow fade. A quiet retreat. A soft goodbye to strength, intimacy, and clarity. But what if that story was wrong? What if aging isn't about giving up, but about coming back? Not to who you were at 30, but to someone wiser, more grounded, more intentional, more alive. Because I want to tell you something, man to man, you are not declining. You are returning. Returning to rhythm. Returning to truth. Returning to a body that still listens, still heals, and still knows how to lead. This isn't about youth. It's about ownership. You're not chasing the past. You're claiming what's always been yours, the right to feel steady. The right to feel present. The right to feel like a man again, on your terms. With your meals. With your rest. With your breath. With your stillness. With your quiet choices that no one sees but you feel deeply. You've already begun. You've learned that mornings aren't just about coffee, they're about command. You've learned that afternoons aren't just for survival, they're for clarity. You've learned that sleep isn't just rest, it's repair, hormone recovery, brain restoration. You've seen how water, avocado, deep breaths, movement, protein, can do what no supplement ever promised. They bring you back. Not to being younger, but to being fully here. And now, you lead from a new place. A place of calm energy. Of quiet power. Of deeper connection. You lead not through noise or force, but through example. Through how you treat your body. How you show up to your days. How you respond instead of react. How you choose discipline with grace. And that is the new face of aging. Not collapse. Not decline. But return. So let me leave you with this. If you've made it this far, you're not here by accident. You are ready. Ready to live with rhythm, not rules. With energy, not urgency. With purpose, not pressure. And the best part? It doesn't end here. It begins now. Pick one habit. One breath. One meal. One reset. And let that be the first step of your next chapter. Because you're not fading. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're rebuilding. You're rebalancing. You're returning, stronger, steadier, and more fully yourself than ever before. Welcome back.